Alright, this is the follow-up to the BKS pick we sent out last night, Barnes & Noble. The chart looked like this when we sent it out, and you can see it gapped up today, and actually looks like it had a decent little day there. But this was actually one of my worst calls of the day. It gapped up, so we didn't just dive right in. I'll show you in just a second on an intraday basis how we took it, but I'm going to bring the website over here and show you what was nice today. Skyworks, we had 3 stocks today. Skyworks, VECO, Forest Oil, FST, all from today. That ended up moving up over a dollar or more, I should say, a share. And look at the risks. These stops did not get hit. 11 cents, 19 cents, and 15 cents. 24.35 to 25.48, 44.53 to 45.55, 24.08 to 25.08 on very, very little risk, and had a really, really nice morning. Thanks to that. So those are the big trades from today. I can't talk. Those are the highlights from today. And I'll show you how we picked them and the setups on them in just a second. But first I better cover BKS. Again, it gapped up. Remember, we had a trigger price 1741 and 1753 as a couple catalysts. We'll switch into 5-minute candles here. You can see it gapped up above both of those. This is the opening candle here. And held on to the 8-period moving average pretty well. So you had a little base here. I called it over this little base for our room at 1767, 1759 stop. So, I mean, not a horrible risk reward. 8 cents risk. And when it hit 67, it went right through the high of the day and made it to 84. As always, when I get a high of day break, I'm selling some, and then it just couldn't get going, and then killed the rest flat. If I didn't do that, I would have stopped out down here and cost me. So it just basically had a flat trade because I sold some here and sold the rest flat. Made a little bit of money, nothing to brag about, and then later in the day, it ends up popping nicely, but not that big of a deal when you take into consideration Skyworks, SWKS. Okay, called this very early on over this. Show you what it looked like. I love the gap up. I loved where it was on the daily, basically calling it over this candle here at 25.35. Sorry, 24.35. Worst case stop, 11 cents below that, 24.24. And look what happened. I mean, within 5 minutes, you're in the 24.60s. 15, 20 minutes, you're in the 24.80s, and then you got a nice second leg. Never came back near our entry. So those make it easy to ride the stock up and make some nice money on them. VECO, I'll show you why I had this one on watch. Well, let me go back to Skyworks real quick. See the gap up here on Skyworks had some nice activity yesterday, and so then when it gapped above this base, that's why it was on my radar. I should share that with you first. VECO was on my radar because it had a big volume sell-off yesterday. And so then when I saw it holding, it didn't take out the lows of the day after the gap up holding, called it at 44.53 up over this little base here. And the worst case stop, 19 cents below. It triggers, gets through the high of the day, bases a little bit, and then all the way to 45.55, something like that. So it doesn't look like much, but that was a real nice move. There's a dollar move there. And then Forest Oil is a different kind of setup. This is one that gapped down and was getting killed all morning, and finally called this using a method we teach at 24.08 right here on this candle. Worst case stop 23 93, something like that. Yeah, 15 cents below, 23.93. Never came back to the stop and moved all the way up to 25.08. And a lot of people celebrating today. I copied some chat so you can see what some people said in here from our chat room. I took the names out because I didn't want to. Nobody wants to be famous. See if I can get them all on there. See, somebody made 40 cents on Forest Oil. Other people thanking us for Forest Oil. Somebody sold some at 25, so they basically got $1 out of it right there. Somebody else sold some 24.98. So, and then MPEL, which I didn't even cover, we were watching that as a potential final push down too. And you can see a lot of people making money on MPEL. And you can see here, this is irrelevant, but we can't always talk about stocks. I got into a Casey Anthony rant, and they were laughing at me about that as well. Yeah, I did. I just saw a note. I had some other stocks to talk about. I think I might have covered them. Oh no, KB Homes. KB Homes, KBH. I had this on watch just to show you that it does, everything we teach or everything we do doesn't always work. KBH, nice base with the high of day to the left. This is a home builder that's just been getting killed lately. Called this over this base 976, thinking we get the high of day break and maybe some short covering. Triggered right there. And I did kill this flat. I announced to the chat room. 5 minutes later, it just wouldn't get going. But that doesn't matter. The stop was tight. Called it at 976 with like a 972 stop. So it was a 4-cent risk. Triggers, stops out, sells off, and then ends up ripping higher. So, you know, you can be right in the market, and your timing can be off, and you can still lose money. That's right. I had in my notes talk about MPEL as well. MPEL on this sell-off, the entire chat room was watching it. I never actually got an official call out. By the time I got ready to type out my entry idea, it had already popped. So many of our members got it, and look at that, it moved up almost $1 there from that low. So that's why when we have a, I'm definitely a intraday bottom feeder. When I have a big sell-off like this, we have some really nice methods to catch it pretty close to the bottom with a crystal clear trigger and stop. Again, I didn't get MPEL out in time, but I know many of our members took it and did really well on it. And I think that's it for the day. So I'm not going to babble. We'll put out another free pick next week. And until then, have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.